Level 1, The Recruit. You are 17 years old. You live in a two-room apartment in Osaka with your mother, who cleans offices at night for almost no money. You have not seen your father since you were 5. You do not remember his face. You only remember the door closing. School stopped mattering to you somewhere around year 2 of secondary. The teachers wrote you off. You wrote them off back. You spend your nights riding loud motorbikes through the city with other bosozoku, other boys from nowhere. Boys with the same anger and the same empty pockets and the same need for something that feels like belonging. The police know your faces. You break things. You fight other crews over streets that none of you own. You are not yet Yakuza. You are the raw material the Yakuza is made of. One night, an older man in a sharp suit buys you ramen at a stall near the river. His name is Tetsuya. He listens the way no adult ever has. He tells you the world threw you away before you had a chance to prove yourself. He tells you he sees something in you worth keeping. He says there is a place for boys with nothing to lose. You want to believe him so badly it physically hurts. A week later, he takes you to a room above a bar where men in suits sit around a low table and examine you the way buyers examine a horse at auction. Nobody smiles. Tetsuya stakes his own name on your loyalty. You do not yet understand what that costs him. You run errands for months. You deliver envelopes you never open. You wash cars. You bow to everyone. You are spat on and tested constantly, and you take it without complaint because taking it is the only job you have right now. You learn the first rule immediately. You never ask what is in the envelope. You keep your eyes down and your mouth shut. At night, you go home to the apartment with the leaking sink, and your mother asks where the money is coming from. You tell her you found work at a garage. She wants to believe you. You both pretend. But you are inside the door now, and the door of the Japanese Mafia opens only one way. Level 2, The Kobun. After a year of errands, Tetsuya decides you are worth keeping permanently. The bond is sealed with sake in a ceremony the Yakuza has performed for centuries. You sit across from him in a quiet room. The cups are poured. His cup is filled to the brim. Yours is filled only a little. The difference in the amount reflects the entire distance between you. You drink. You exchange cups. You drink again. From this moment, he is your Oyabun, your father in the organization. You are his Kobun, his child. Your life is now, as the older men say, a bullet in his gun. A bullet does not think. It does not hesitate. It is aimed and fired. You move into a dormitory with other young Yakuza members. You wake early and clean the office before anyone arrives. You memorize how each senior man takes his tea. You learn to bow to the exact correct depth for each rank. You get your first tattoo during these years. Traditional Japanese irizumi, done by hand with needles and a wooden handle. It starts on your back and it burns with every insertion. It will take years and more money than you currently have. The traditional Yakuza tattoo marks you as a man who chose this life permanently. You can never enter a public bath again without being asked to leave. You can never hold a normal job. That is the point. The tattoo closes the door behind you. Your mother sees the ink one summer evening and says nothing. She just looks at you for a long time and turns away. That silence hurts more than any beating you have taken. Level 3, The Collector. You have proven you can follow orders and keep quiet. The Yakuza organization rewards both. Now they give you real work. You collect protection money from businesses across your territory. Bars, restaurants, pachinko parlors, shops along the main commercial streets. Each pays monthly for protection from the Yamaguchi-gumi. Protection from what, you wonder at first. Then you understand. Protection from you. Most collections are polite. The shop owner has the envelope ready when you arrive. He bows. You bow. Money changes hands like a normal business transaction, because in this world, it is a normal business transaction. But some owners fall behind. Some decide to be brave for one season. You learn that actual Yakuza violence is a failure of communication. The best collectors almost never have to touch anyone. You sit in the bar all night, every night for a week. You stare at the customers until they stop coming. You break one glass slowly and set it on the counter. By Friday, the envelope is ready, and the owner's hands shake when he hands it over. Fear does most of the work. You think about that sometimes late at night, and you stop yourself from thinking too carefully about what it means. Level 4. The Kyodai. Word of your reliability travels upward through the Yakuza hierarchy. You solve problems without creating larger ones, which is rarer than anyone admits. You are elevated to Kyodai, elder brother, and you drink sake directly with the Kumicho, the family boss himself. You are now a made man in the truest sense. You cannot be touched without the boss's permission. Younger members bow to you the way you once bowed. With rank comes territory. With territory comes money. You run a quiet gambling operation in the back of a warehouse. Businessmen lose significant money there. You keep the games fair enough to keep them returning. You move into money lending at brutal interest rates. Desperate men sign papers they cannot honor. When they fall behind, you acquire pieces of their businesses, their silence, sometimes both. You learn that inside Japanese organized crime, information is worth more than cash. A politician who gambled too much owes you a favor. A construction executive who borrowed from you needs you satisfied. You pull these threads gently, and things move in the city. Level 5. The shateigashira. A regional position opens, and your name rises to the top. You become second lieutenant, commanding several crews across a district. Other Kyodai now answer to you. You stop collecting money with your own hands. You manage the men who collect. This is a different kind of Yakuza work. It is mostly meetings and mediation. Members fight constantly over small things. Territory, money, ancient insults nobody can fully remember. You settle disputes before they become blood, because blood brings police, and police bring problems that cost more than the dispute was worth. You expand the business into construction, the vast gray ocean of money that flows through every major Japanese city. The Yakuza organization takes a cut of building contracts across your district. Nothing significant gets built without a quiet payment. You make inspectors look the other way. You make trucks arrive on schedule. It is cleaner than gambling, and it pays far more. Level 6. The Kumicho. You sit at the head of your own family now. You are the Oyabun. Every soldier in the clan is your child. Every bullet they fire belongs to you. This is the rank you spent years climbing toward. The reality is heavier than anything the ambition prepared you for. You no longer give direct orders. You suggest, and the suggestion becomes law. You decide which wars are worth the cost, and which rival clans to accommodate through diplomacy over sake. War is expensive, and it brings the police down on everyone equally. You broker truces. You divide territory the way governments divide borders. You have become a kind of executive of organized crime. You also carry the weight of every man's mistakes. When a soldier dishonors the organization, a man kneels in front of you and performs Yubitsume. He places his left hand on a cloth and cuts off the tip of his little finger himself with a tanto blade. He wraps it and offers it to you as apology for whatever failure brought him to this room. You receive it because the Yakuza code demands it. You keep the fingertip in a drawer. You never look at it. You never forget it is there. Somewhere in the city right now, a teenage boy is riding a loud motorbike through streets he does not own with other boys who have nothing and are looking for somewhere to belong. A man in a sharp suit is watching from a car nearby. In a few minutes, the man will buy the boy ramen and listen the way no adult ever has. The boy has no idea what he is about to become. He will find out the same way you did. The cycle continues.